Welcome, everybody, to the March meeting of the Crestline Neighborhood Association. Everyone sign the roll sheets, please. Turn off your phones.
Mine's on silent.
All right. Thank y'all for being here on a holiday. Everybody got to see the agenda. It was sent out on Facebook and Nextdoor. Do I have a motion to accept the agenda?
I move because there was nothing on it except our regular.
Second.
Who said
Second by Robert.
Robert, okay.
All right. Is there a motion to accept the minutes of the last meeting?
Do so move.
Barbara?
Second. Irene.
All right, for our first report, we're gonna go straight to our city council.
Thanks, Todd. Where you want me?
Right here.
I'm getting the camera, can I get over here?
Super close.
Scream loudly in between y'all's ears. Hey, everybody, for those of you who do not know me, I'm India Bailey, Chief of Staff for Councilor Williams. At the last meeting, for those of you who were not here, I see a lot of faces that were here. I talked about the Haygood Drainage Improvement Project. Jen, you'll like this. Last time we did not have a start date. We've been working on that. It should start in April. So for those of you who do not know what's happening, of course, all of y'all know about Haygood and how if there's a light rain, a medium rain, a heavy rain, that water's gonna just stand right there. And we've been working, when it's not right, you spit and we have been working on getting funding to fix that drainage issue basically since I first term in office. So we got the $250,000 through our ARPA funding, allocated it to this project. We are going to be installing 800 feet of 18-inch piping from Haygood to Dunston to Kingsbury and then back around to Haygood again. We'll also be installing 3 curb inlets and 2 junction boxes just to make sure that flow is efficient and effective. And we are looking for that to start in April. We've asked and begged for a start date. They told us April, so be on the lookout for that. And it should not be that long of a project, so we should not be that much of a pain for that long for y'all. That's really all I've got. Does anybody have any questions or answers for me tonight? No.
I have a comment. There were some surveyors out in front of my house this morning, and they were with the Birmingham Waterworks Board
Okay.
and the some city office, I guess, and they were actually doing 3D images of our street down Monarch, because at the corner of Monarch and Baker, where I live, there is a stormwater problem there, where water collects, and I
Okay.
don't know. They said they are aware of that problem, but I imagine they've probably been over on Dunston already to do the survey mapping.
I'm not sure. Waterworks, they have an issue with communicating with the city, what they're doing. However, I can call over there and find out. You wanted me to figure out what they're
Well,
surveying?
they said they are aware of the problem.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess we don't have to take
Public
it
Works
down.
and Traffic are working together well on it, so.
Oh, that's good. That's good. They, we're just the council. They leave us out.
I think it's the county, but I don't know who does this. They, on our street, they dug this humongous hole to fix the sewer, so there was a leak. And, I mean, it's got to be, probably 8 feet by 10 or 15, it's huge. And so, cause they had like 2 men in there working, so it's a big hole. So anyway, they just put gravel and stuff, and it's just getting lower and lower and gonna be dangerous soon.
That is county. How long ago did they dig it up?
At least a month.
Because they have to let it, before they can repave, it's got to sit for 90 days. So
Okay.
yeah.
Do we just let them know that it needs something to, because in between, in 90 days, it's gonna be hurting tires.
True. I'm happy to reach out to somebody at the county. Let me get my phone to make a
Where
note.
did you say this
Don't
is?
forget.
It's,
Problem is?
the county came and fixed the sewer line.
Where is
There was a
it?
leak, on Churchill Drive.
Oh, okay.
On Churchill.
Yeah, right in front of, I think it's 4147, but I'm not sure, it's my next door neighbor. But,
Okay.
luckily, it's.
I'll get out there on Monday.
Yeah, you can't miss it.
I'll get out there on Monday. Okay,
Thank you.
no problem.
This may have been covered already, but as you go down Dunstan towards Montevallo, that low spot.
Okay,
There was a gentleman here that, I don't see him today, that had some properties, rental houses, and had raised a concern about, water collecting down. Do you remember that?
Doer Games?
Oh, at Dunstan and Park?
Dunstan.
Yeah, that's where Dewar's house is.
Okay, so will any of this,
Yeah, they're working on that.
new
The,
stuff,
The
is that
traffic guys have been
included
there,
in
the
new?
engineers from Public Works have been there.
Yeah, we know about that, and
Okay.
it's separate, but we're working on that in
Okay.
conjunction.
I didn't know if it was
With
included
this.
in this or
Yeah, this is just like the Haygood issue.
intersection of Dunstan and Haygood.
But we've been lucky enough that we could also get perfect timing almost to fix that issue on
Right,
Dunstan as well.
okay, yeah, I was
Yeah.
wondering about that. All right, well, thanks.
Yeah.
I was just curious, as far as the work around, the Haygood intersection, do you know, is it gonna go in some phases, how traffic might get routed?
It should not be phased, because it shouldn't be that long of a project. There is a traffic plan for it, because we expect, there to be a little bit of a growing pain there. I don't know the exact traffic plan, but that was factored into it.
Can you say again exactly where they're gonna be working?
Yeah, so they'll start at Haygood, and it's gonna go down to Dunstan, to Kingsbury, and then they bring it back to 652 Haygood Street, that specific address.
Does that go all the way to Gladstone or just quite not?
Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of think so, but I want to tell you the wrong thing.
Yeah, 652, I can't
Six
envision.
52 would take it almost to Montclair.
That's what I
Right,
was
yes,
wondering.
yeah.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah, and then there's 800 feet
Okay,
of
all right.
piping, so it's gonna stretch a good
Okay,
way.
All from Kingsbury down Haygood?
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
yes.
great.
Anybody else? All right, guys, well, if you got something for me? How are you?
I'm good, how are you doing? So specifically on the Shade Street Greenway?
Yeah.
Is there a flood abatement, like grant, study and also a traffic study, that publicly available?
That's a good question. I don't know if it's publicly available. We were out there on Tuesday, actually, walking the trail with surveyors, and with our engineers. I can get with them and see, I know Carolyn Buck emailed you and she's got your contact.
I've got the plans,
Good. I can get with our engineers and we'll get you that you're asking for.
So it might not be done yet, you think it's still ongoing or something?
It might still be ongoing. We're very close to starting though. Very close to starting. Because what we've had to do this week, because it's bat mating season, you cannot cut trees in certain areas from April 1st to November. So they're about to start doing some vegetation clearing now. So that's why we were out there basically all day, talking everything over on Tuesday.
Did they mark specific trees?
They did.
Okay, so how did they mark them? Did there actually whole trees coming down?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how do they mark them? So
So
know
there-
the leaning versus the tree coming
There's
down?
a center line that the trail, so the way we design the trail is we don't want to clear cut anything. I mean, it's a trail, we want canopy, we want tree cover. So there aren't very many trees that are coming down in the first place. So most of the trees, I guess the Gillespie, who's ever doing the construction, had the center line, and he could just kind of go through and mark the trees that needed to come down, if that makes any sense.
Do you know about roughly how many, mature trees are coming in?
I do not know.
Oh, okay,
I don't know.
okay.
Yeah, Barbara.
I've been very aware of the trees that fall into the creek, and there's bamboo falling into the creek across from the FEMA land,
Okay.
the empty land,
Mm-hmm.
and that's gonna,
I've seen it. I saw it too.
okay.
And is Apology gonna come
Yeah.
next month maybe, or do we know?
but it's on the west side of the lake.
Okay, is it by that field, like once you go,
No,
Where the bird feeders
no,
are, the bird.
all right, Churchill dead ends into the field.
okay, yeah,
And going up here, it's not on this side, it's actually on the real low side. So like I said, I don't know if it would be a problem, but obviously behind one of those houses, I just noticed. Doesn't
Okay.
seem to be blocking a whole lot, but they ought to just look at it.
well, it needs to come out if it's down in
Yeah.
that creek.
I know,
I'll
I
send
got a
that up.
branch down behind my house, I'm trying to get somebody to get out.
Okay, I'll send that up.
Oh, well, I can probably get it. They
I'll
usually
still
don't
send
like
it
to
up
come
on
to
me.
mine, they, for some reason.
Alright,
It's
guys.
just a little bitty.
Just a little bit, you want me to come get it?
No, but the creek is a little bitty, right behind the house. They don't even consider that, I don't think, the creek, it's more like drainage.
I've got you.
But
Well, alright, guys.
Thank you.
Good
Have
seeing
fun.
everybody. Thanks, honey.
Thanks.
thank you.
We got our letters today.
Good.
All right, let's see, next up, I can do a quick CAB report, because it was not much. There's a big push to send, folks to NUSA conference down in Florida. Do you remember what that stands for?
Neighborhoods USA.
Yeah, so it sounds like a great conference for me to go to if it's here in Birmingham, but to travel to it is just a waste of money and,
It was fun in Birmingham.
okay.
Isn't it gonna be
It sounds like
We
they're about to have
volunteered,
fun down there.
and-
They're
and
gonna
had
have
good
a
time.
lot of fun.
Yeah, it's like $2,500 a person they're allocating.
Yeah, you have
so-
to.
And you only get 20
Isn't it
or two.
down in Florida this year or something?
It's in Jacksonville.
It's a long way to go.
And beyond that, Alice Williams said that she was in the midst of a website review and redo, and that they would eventually be able to post the CAB minutes and agenda in a timely fashion publicly.
Good.
And in the meantime, they will not get us the minutes until just before the meetings, until that happens. And that is all they talked about, so, we have
Did you
no,
give an estimated time, Todd, as to how long that would take to update the website?
They did not. no, I reached out to, William Hardin today, and he didn't give me anything either.
I know something.
Oh.
Okay, years ago, we bought Cox Motor Cars, which is at,
The
what was the
corner
name
of
of that?
Porto and Montebello.
Porto and
It was a
Montebello.
Hollywood video or something.
Yeah, it was a video store.
Oh, yeah.
And anyway, it has been sold to two dentists. It's gonna be a dentist place. Which, I think it's a son and a daughter. But anyway, it's not going to a used car lot. Done.
It was sold to who?
Two
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 dentists.
dentists,
To Dennis?
dentists. It's gonna be a
Okay.
dentist appointment. Place.
Where the Hollywood video.
Not anymore.
Hallie, you wanted to tell us about ACE?
Sure. So I'm going to, I don't know if anybody's ever heard of ACE, but it's on the City of Birmingham's website, which I will give later, so that it can be entered into the records of the minutes. But if you wanna follow them on social media, it's, at Birmingham ACE and at ACE Birmingham to sign up. I don't know when the next class will be, but I've really enjoyed it. I've gone to orientation and I guess the third class. Today we had a city hall tour. Their goal, they says, is for doing it, is their aim is to help gain a deeper understanding of how the city of Birmingham is working and how you can become more involved. There are 5 key areas they are gonna teach us about is crime, infrastructure, how to get more involved, neighborhood revitalization, and city hall processes. I really have learned a lot. I've taken all kinds of notes. So when I finish it up, I'll probably, there's so much. I mean, there's so many things I have learned. It is just really neat,
But
actually.
it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I found out that we can get a free notary at the public library. At downtown, they always have one at the downtown and Central Branch. There are other 4 branches. The closest one to us is Avondale, but if you go to Avondale, you should just call before you go to make sure they're there. There are all sorts of little things like that that I'm learning that are free to all of us that we possibly don't know about. So I'll type that up and pass that out and submit it when I finish all that. I just kind of wanted to let y'all know about that class, those classes. If you ever see it pop up, go. It's really good. It's not just because I'm a nerd. I think it's
No,
fantastic.
it was good. I graduated from that kick.
See, another testimony.
What's the name of the class?
It's called ACE, Academy of Civic Engagement, and it's through the mayor's office in the city of Birmingham. And they have got their own website or page so you can check out, but they haven't said when the next class is gonna be.
Do you know who the other neighborhood representatives were? Like, was anybody from Glen Iris in your class?
I did meet, there are actually a lot of people there, so, I did happen to walk out with somebody 2 classes ago, I think, and talk to somebody from Glen Iris. But it's just basically kind of who you sit by.
Yeah.
They don't have a networking, the first one you go to, there's a networking part, but you kind of just have to get there and it's who you sit by. And I sit right in the front row because I'm a front row person, so.
Cool.
What does the letters ACE mean?
Academy of Civic Engagement.
Oh, okay.
An aside, Irene is a notary and won't know us for nothing.
Oh, good.
She just said.
I'm about to re-up my commission. I'll be
Oh,
one
okay.
too if you ever need.
I used to be a notary because I worked for my dad and 2 other law offices, so I used to be a notary too, but I guess I figured I knew so many people. Anyways, anybody have any questions? Okay, go, you should do it.
So is that a class that's held all the,
It's a 6 weeks program, 7 if you count the orientation. So I'll go through mid to the end of, maybe the week before our next meeting, I'll graduate.
Where is it held?
Different places. So the first one was at Boutlow, and they had a nice dinner. It's nice food. I'd already eaten. Smelled really good. And then the other ones we went to were at the central branch of the public library in that big area where the computers are downstairs. And then this one we had, which is why I'm even able to be here because it's on Thursdays. Our classes are Thursdays from 5:30 to 7:30. This time we went down to City Hall and toured all of City Hall and got to go down to where emergency management does their stuff. Saw Jefferson County Emergency Management. That room was pretty impressive. But I signed up for that at 3:30, so that's why I got to be there. So, because I knew I had to record, but I was gonna call you if I wasn't gonna be here to record. So, anything else? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I went by the fire department and asked them to come by today, and, oh well. No police, no flow.
No,
All right.
Not Florence,
oh, no.
not Florence, different club.
Do we have any new business? Anyone have anything? All right, how about the old business? Anything on the signs, can you report?
No, I've not had any feedback, so we're just waiting to hear some additional information.
I was hoping Flo would be here to give us some guidance, but, it sounds like we're gonna get our signs back that were stolen from us.
Wow.
Oh, who are teasing?
No, I'm not teasing, I think they're gonna.
Somebody's fessed up?
Well, we know, we have, eyewitnesses, and, Flo said she's gonna take care of it. And she's been good so far, so.
Well, lucky they didn't throw them away.
Well, they may have to reprint them,
Oh,
but they have their own print shop, so.
How are we keeping tabs on, whether or not anything new has been filed by the developer?
It'll have to come straight to us if it's filed.
Before he does anything?
Yeah, it'll have to come to us, and
Okay.
we'll know ahead of time, so we'll be able to call the vote.
Right,
We'll have 300 people show up.
sure.
And I've talked to every single person that has come up that has anything to do with that during my ACE classes. I find them afterwards
Fantastic.
and talk to them as well. And they have all said the same thing is your president will be notified. Nothing will happen until your president is notified. And they've really reassured me that,
And on top of that, everyone downtown knows how we feel.
yes, everyone. They're like, oh, you're from Crestline.
Well, that's fantastic, thanks.
And may I say this? for the 100th time. Our president knew about this on September the 2nd, but she didn't know what she had.
Yeah.
So that's why. And I didn't hear about it till everybody heard about it.
Well, I appreciate that, yeah,
So,
thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and I like how in the minutes for last week's meeting, you documented the timeline on all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that those go to the city and to Valerie Abbott, maybe, that outlines how we were presented that information, we were told not to share it and all of that, and that timeline, I think, articulates that very well and documents that for the city to know how that business was handled. So, I think that's great.
I'm sorry, one more thing is, before he comes to us, does he have to file any, statement of intent, for lack of anything to call it, like, I am going to go present it to,
If he puts in an application for a zoning change, we'll get notified.
okay, so he does that, then comes to see us. Okay, that's kind of what I was getting at.
And I have offered to meet with him, in advance and discuss the issue.
Sure.
As long as we do it here and not his office,
Right.
that it's public and it's open and
Right.
that any information. is
Totally transparent.
Yeah.
Fantastic, okay, thanks.
And he had reached out. He did, well, never mind. I'll tell you about that later. Well, good. Anything else tonight?
Yeah, I have one question. The signs that are for the meeting, you said you
Yes.
were gonna get new ones, cause I've lost another one.
Yeah, and I lost my tape on it, so that now one of mine says McAway.
Oh,
Hallie and I have been working on a new design, and, do you have it handy? Do I?
Well, no, because then we were talked about changing it, the orientation.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be red, it's gonna be, eye-catching, it's gonna be clear, and we're even looking into some solar lights.
oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't know about anybody else, the one with the arrow out front, has that helped a lot of people? Cause I just blacked in all the information except for the Thursday night time, but didn't have I put it over where it was, because it's right out front. But, cause that's electrical tape. But I just put the arrow, which I thought, that's the one that I did change.
We also thought it might be a good idea to have, a sign that just advertises the neighborhood association, generally speaking, that could be more of a permanent thing, maybe
I
a
like
QR code.
I like the, get involved thing.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about,
That's cool.
vote no, it's like,
yeah.
it's kind of like, I don't know, not boy who cried wolf or anything. It's just, you see it too much and it's kind of, you know what I mean? Like when the time comes for a vote no. But I like the, get involved kind of thing, Anyway, just.
Yeah, I think it'll work.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else. Does anybody else have anything they wanna bring up, discuss?
I move we adjourn.
Hey, I'll second.
All right.
Oh, those of you that hadn't signed in, is up here.
Yeah, our sign-in sheets are up here. If you haven't signed in, please.
Yeah, please sign in.
Got a volunteer sheet.